Welcome to the continuation of um, our lessons in English language. To be specific, the ones centered on real rights. In today's lesson, we're going to take a look at an interesting topic called relative clauses. So, what are relative clauses? So relative clauses, they are just clauses that give more information about a noun. Okay, for example, a teacher who teaches mathematics. The noun here is teacher. Then we have who teaches mathematics. So that's a relative clauses. Okay, so they usually begin with a relative pronoun. Okay, for example, I said the teacher who teaches mathematics. So the relative pronoun is who. So the word who starts the relative clause and it is called a relative pronoun. Let's take a look at some of the relative pronouns. So we have the pronoun who, which is used for people. Okay, where the people are the subjects. Then we also have whom, which is also used for people, but in this case, the people are objects of the sentence, okay? Or again, it is used in formal writing or conversations. Then we have whose, which is used to show possession, to show that this thing belongs to this one, okay? We can say the girl whose hair is dark. It means the dark hair belongs to the girl. Okay. Then we have which is for things. Okay. Then we have that, which is used for people or things. Then we have where, which is used for places. Let's take a look at some examples. So let's take a look at the examples. The first, I met a teacher. She teaches science. I met a teacher. She teaches science. So a question can be, rewrite using who. Rewrite using who. Okay. So we know the noun we're talking about here is the teacher. Okay. Now, to give more information about this teacher, we know that this teacher teaches science. So we're going to use a relative clause that begins with who, as in, I met a teacher who teaches science. So this is the relative clause starting with a relative pronoun. Okay. Number 2, that's the man, his car was stolen. That's the man, his car was stolen. The question says use whose. So we know that this man has had the car. So the car belonged to the man. So we're going to use whose to show that the car that was stolen belongs to this man. Okay, so it's going to be that's the man, okay, whose car was stolen. That's the man whose car was stolen. Okay. Number 3, we visited the city. You were born there. We visited the city. You were born there. So use where. So where is for places. Okay. So we want to give more information about this city. Okay. So we're going to use where. So this side we're going to write about the city. Then here we're going to write about more information about that city. So it will be we visited the city where you were born. So we go to question 4. So question 4 says, this is the boy, he would be king. So we have a noun, boy, and more information about this boy is that he's going to be king. Right? So no, the question says, use who. Use who. Okay? So we know that we have the noun, then so the noun is going to be written this side, then the more information is going to be written this side. So it will be, this is the boy who would be king. This is the boy who would be king. Okay. Question 5. This was a great invention, but it never worked. This was a great invention, but it never worked. Okay. So use that. Remember, that is used for things or people. In this case, an invention is a thing, which simply means something that people have created, have made. Okay. that can help to make things easier. Like the cell phone, when it was made, it was an invention. Okay, so we have the invention, then we have more information about it. That is, it never worked. So it's going to be, this is the great invention that never worked. Okay, last example, the cake which you baked was very nice and delicious. The cake which you baked was very nice and delicious. Begin the cake you. So this is an interesting one of all. Why? Because this one is reversed. As you can see, we have a noun, we have a relative pronoun, which gives more information about the noun. So in this one, for example, this was the question, this is the answer. The answer the answer has a relative pronoun, right? But this time they have given us a question with a relative pronoun. Now they want us to relate in a way that there is no relative pronoun. So it's opposite. All of them have been writing from one that has a relative clause to one that doesn't have. Let me say that again. From question 1 to question 5, we have been writing questions that don't have relative clauses, and then putting a relative pronoun so that we have a relative clause. But in this case, it's opposite. We have been given a relative pronoun, hence a relative clause. So now they want us to write without the relative pronoun. Okay, so it will be the cake you baked yesterday was very nice and delicious. Sorry, there's no need to put yesterday. It's supposed to be the cake you baked was very nice and delicious. Okay, the cake you baked was very nice and delicious. Okay, so as you can see, this is what we would expect as a normal question if they want us to use relative clause. But they have given us a question with relative clause, then they want us to transform it into a sentence without a relative clause. So it's simple, don't overthink. The cake you baked was very nice and delicious. It's done. So this marks the end of this lesson. See you in the next lesson. In case you need more examples, get our pamphlet on the app. The installation link is in the description below.